Hi everyone. As I am such a giving and loving, generous soul, I did the duty of watching the shit show that LBL performed in the last 24 hours. Now, I gotta confess, I'm not that generous, and I put it on 2-speed, because I had to put it on double speed, because she just, and half of it is, if you don't say the doggy, it dies. If you don't pat the doggy, it dies. I mean, what is she doing when she's doing that? Why? I mean, and now you got fans that think that that's wonderful? You got fans that are going, I'm a Kardashian, and I think it's wonderful when she says, Friday doobie, and if you don't pat the doggy, it'll die. Like, what kind of freaking mascot is that? Like, who would be that fan? Like, and then, she's all worked up. Right, she's flapping around. She's a big old gobbling turkey ass, flopping all around, flinging all around, trying and struggling to put this sphygmometer on herself to take her own blood pressure, right? And she's moving around and she's talking and bitching about it, right? And then she's, oh, it's high. Oh, it's high. Well, yeah. You're supposed to sit calmly with your legs uncrossed, breathe in deeply, don't talk, think happy thoughts, and then take your blood pressure. If you take it when you're all out of breath, flailing around, bitching about things, jacked up because you think that you have stalkers and trolls, can't get the thing around all of the massive frickin' flab, it's gonna be high. That's not a shock to anybody. And for her to act like, oh, she's on her doctor's not happy with her and she's got her on cholesterol pills and was going to put her on a statin, but her uncle was on a statin and didn't do well. Okay, we need to stop that with whatever our relatives were and it didn't work and whatever, because those medications have came a long way. Now, if we asked her, probably the same uncle was probably grotesquely obese and had 5 clogged arteries and died at the age of 42. I mean, I have dealt with that ridiculosity in my family as well, where they're like, oh no, well, I can't do this because, you know, great Aunt Jane had that done and oh, she was never the same. It's like, no. So whatever reading she thinks she's getting is, of course, inaccurate. She can't figure out how to take her own blood pressure. And God knows the woman trolls every freaking store, so why wouldn't she have gotten herself a wrist one? Because she has that flabby skin from when she had the failed gut stapling from when she used to be one of the half of the 1,000-pound sisters. I mean, and so then, like, so why wouldn't she know that she's got this big, massive flab of freaking flailing meat on her arm and get the wrist one? Pretty simple thinking, not much cost difference if you're going to go and put the cuff on, and she didn't get the kind of cuff she needs. And then if anybody had any doubt on her having the lowest pain threshold on earth, listen to her cry about, oh, and I can't take the proper blood pressure, and they can't take it because it causes me pain. And like right now, oh, my arm aches. Oh, and then like even 5 minutes later, she's like, oh, my arm's really hurting from me taking that blood pressure. Never in the friggin' history of me taking thousands of blood pressures on people, even people dying in the throes of death. You think they were complaining about, oh, it hurts and I had my blood pressure taken. I mean, come on. And then she said basically on one of her things that to ignore a request if it comes through because it's not her. Okay. And then she went on to say she bets it's Jules. And then she goes on to say Jules' Instagram handle. Okay. what logic is that? Number one motive here. Why would Jules do that? Okay. And she knows damn well, because she said it in a pejorative way, that Jules is in so much pain that she has not been able to leave her bedroom for 10 years. Okay. Jules has fibromyalgia. She has the bad kind. She's in the UK, and as much as we think that socialized medicine is superior to what we have, it's not. All of our systems are broken, and it's pretty much up to you to figure out how to get well. And movement is medicine. But when you have fibromyalgia, everything that you move hurts. And so the more you move, the more it hurts. The less you move, the more you will hurt. So it's a very, very vicious cycle. And I have fibromyalgia, and I get myself into those cycles. And with my other health things, it's real easy for me just to want to stay in bed for weeks on end. And then coming back out, my calves will hurt, everything hurts again, and I have to break through that cycle again and make myself move. It's not easy. It's horrible. And I mean, you get to that point and you're like, what's the point of getting up and making myself move if I'm going to hurt so bad I can't handle the pain, and then literally not be able to get back out of bed for 2 weeks because I hurt myself so bad. It's a endless, vicious cycle. And for a while, they were medicating well, and people could get up and function. And a lot of people can function on pain meds, and they can get back up and they can do their jobs and they can perform. Some of those people, like we know who, took advantage of that and ruined it for all of us, and got addicted. Okay, you can be dependent on the pain meds so that you can function, and that was the thing. I mean, basically they were like saying, okay, it's justifiable if you can show that, okay, you're a homemaker and you are able to do your duties at home and whatnot and be out of bed more than you're in it. If you have your job and you're able to function, the functionality was where they really wanted to see that with the pain pills. That was the idea behind them when they first came out. But unfortunately, it turned into something we know that it is, and LBL is one of the people who ruined it for all of us. So if you were in Jules' position, what would you do? There's no one that's going to help you. It takes months to get an appointment with a doctor. She's not on any kind of social welfare or anything over there in the UK. She lives a very, very humble existence. So why on earth would she sit there and go and make a fake Instagram handle and go and try and get people to join it? Why? Why would she do that? She doesn't hide who she is. She doesn't hide where she is. She doesn't hide her name. Why? So that brings me back to, once again, showing that LBL does not have the amount of trolls that she says she has. I mean, we all have haters in this world. Everywhere. You go out, I go out. I mean, people get their pitchforks and stones. I mean, I'm just not... I look a little bit different than some people, I suppose you could say. I don't know why people give me freaking dirty looks. I haven't asked them lately. But, you get glares, and you get stares. And it doesn't happen to my husband as much. I think other women are awful. And other women, rather than smile, will look you up and down and size you up. So it happens in real life. It happens on the internet. Okay? Some people that I follow on the internet, well, let's say the ones that she follows, and she was saying that it's wrong about the interabled couple, Hannah and COVID brain, can't remember his other thing, Squirmy and Grubs. Okay, they get hate. They get a lot of hate. They get sick and disgusting things said to them in real life and online. Okay, and those are provable. And occasionally they are shown and posted. Okay, and sometimes I see them before they are able to delete them. How come LBL never shows who's actually doing this? How come she can never provide proof of who does this? So anyway, the way she first worded it was that, oh, somebody requested something. So I was like, oh God, because she has the thing on her thing that she's not accepting new followers. Don't even ask. All requests will be denied. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, so I just thought somebody had dared to ask to join. But apparently it's this story that it's somebody else with that. Well, a lot of profiles are getting hacked right now. I mean, if you're online, and I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to be like, you get this request, and it's like somebody who has been following you for years, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, and you're like, and you accept hi, because you don't know if it's like something legit, and then it's like, how are you? Yeah, my company's giving out $700. It's legit. And you're like, no thank you. Oh, come on, just give me your phone number and Cash App. That's all that it takes, and you're going to get $700. So obviously that profile was hacked because this person who's been following me for a year all of a sudden wants to do that to me. No. Profiles are being hacked all over Instagram, all over. It's not Jules, okay? It's not Jules. Jules has her hands full. She's in pain. When you're in pain 24/7, that's a full-time fucking job, okay? I'm sorry that LBL's fibromyalgia stricks her arm at 7:15, 7:30 every 2 weeks, and it's just unbearable pain, and that's what she calls fibromyalgia, so she could get the whole fibromyalgia community to support her and send her drugs and everything else. But anyway, she now thinks that she's on this diet. Oh, hold on. So one of her Lardashians says, thanks for the heads up. So, you know, all the Lardashians are on alert, and they're going to put their gates up, you know, and be watching for that Jules to come around with a fake profile of Lardo trying to friend you. Thanks for the heads up, Chief. Like, what the? Anyway, yeah. So she did say that Burke is going to come up for Thanksgiving, so she'll be fine. But she wanted big praise because for a week she's been on, I swear to God, she said she's under like 2,000 calories or something because she's getting 2 salads a day from that place that she's obsessed with. And then she sits there and mouth waters and gets her all whapped when she's sitting there talking about the ingredients in the salad. I mean, she's a freaking food addict, and she's naming off these ingredients, and I can tell you, you can eat those 2 salads a day and maintain that weight that she has. I'm telling you that. It doesn't matter. That's why it's like, okay, at McDonald's, if you order the salad, you might as well have gotten the Big Mac because there's just as many calories, especially when you're getting those Caesar salads and stuff. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm not on a diet. I'm a smaller fat person, but my doctor's all over my ass and has been for years for my cholesterol and whatnot. So why is she acting like the way that her body shape is and the way that she treats her body, that it's some kind of a new thing that, oh, her blood pressure may be elevated and that her cholesterol is high? I mean, why is this a new thing? Is it that she finally had to establish primary care and they made her go through all of these things? And what about the fake rheumatoid arthritis that she had a couple weeks ago? No, they were just running tests to rule it out. She didn't have rheumatism. Now watch, she'll try and come up and say that she does. And I told you she tried to be boring us to death with coffee ideas. She acted like it was her own bona fide freaking idea to put eggnog in espresso. Yeah, jackfuck, that's why there is it at Starbucks. That's why there's the eggnog drink. But she wants to sit there and, who else has put eggnog in their espresso? And then she has all the Lardashians. Well, that's one time I was at Trader Joe's and they have this and it has Southern Comfort and this, but I can't drink it in the morning because, you know, it has alcohol and I have to go to work. And LBL's like, I was not referring to that one with alcohol. Thank God. It's just like when you see them comment, you can't tell me you don't. When you see them comment on her stuff, you look at their profile and you just have to look at them and be like, oh. 90% of them are closed profile, and I think that's to the benefit of all of our eyeballs, so we don't have to freaking fling them out after they're done and wash them out. The eyeballs. But, yeah, there was nothing of substance, and she made these hideous hideous planners. You see, Marshall's got in some Dooney and Burks, because you go to the ugly purse selection where there's a bunch of them, right? The brown purses. You know, the brown ones. No one wants a brown purse. Anyway, so you go there and there's a bunch of Dooneys and there's a bunch of Patricia Nashes at the Marshalls. So Patricia Nash is a, you know, she's gotten herself, you know, it's sold at Macy's. I don't think I've seen it at Nordstrom, but I don't think no, it was some Nordstrom do have Brahmin, so maybe and Macy's have Brahmin too. I don't know. I just haven't seen Patricia Nash at Nordstrom. Maybe there are. I don't know. But Patricia Nash, I mean, it's well crafted. It's beautiful, and it has its own fan section. You know, it's leather that's, you know, it's tooled, it's crafted, it's, you know, got embellishments, and I don't know what you call it when you burn something in. I don't know, stenciling, whatever. So you know who the biggest copycat in the world, literally, decides that, well, if Patricia Nash can make things out of leather, so can I. So that's when she started becoming this crafter extraordinaire and ordering pieces of leather. And they only had to be the finest of all leathers with no marks, because she's a crafter. So, you know, she had to return several pieces because she's a crafter, and then get her own. And then she's sitting there with the freaking Elmer's glue. It looks like a kindergartner put this together for a project. I mean, I am not kidding you. These things are fucking ugly. And I mean, and then she's like, I've made the second one. So, and it's like rubber banded. Okay, here it goes, right here and right now. Okay? I dare one of the Lardashians to go and buy one of those things and take a picture of them walking into a professional establishment with it. I dare you. Somebody's gonna be like, oh, did your granddaughter make that at preschool for you? How special. You're special. I mean, I'm not kidding. All she is doing is crafting more things to go into the landfill. And she's going to sit there and push people to buy this and buy this and buy this. And she put all this work and this craftsmanship in it, and no one recognizes her talent. And they won't buy it. She's got it on her Etsy channel. I mean, she should be embarrassed. Nobody buys it because they want it. They buy it because she extorts people, and they know that they have to make their donation to stay on her good side. So they'll buy it, but then they're just going to frickin' throw it away. I mean, it looks like Hannibal Lecter. I mean, no. Hannibal Lecter and what's his face, the one that, here we go. Everything comes full circle, because remember when Helen, Worm Girl, says it wants the lotion, you know, the one about Billy Bob, and used the human leather for skin masks and shit and lampshades. That's what it looks like she's making. I'm not kidding. And knowing her, because she gets her dog, poor Friday Doobie Wilson, so heavy. I do this when I pick him up, and it's really funny. Then she looks at the camera, getting the audience up there like, it's so funny. Friday Doobie's so heavy for you. Pick him up, Lori, pick him up. You know, they're about ready to short circuit. So anywho, did you see now? Did you see it? Did you see that Pom Pom is in the frickin' corner now? Remember how that used to be Bella? Laying in the bed on the floor. Anytime that Bella would get up, she'd get screamed at because she wanted to sit there and molest Pom Pom all day. Yeah, now Pom Pom is the one on the floor, and Friday and Gucci are sitting up at the window just looking out and wishing for a life other than the one they have. They're just looking and hoping. They're like, animal control officer, come back, man. We were locked up the last time. This time we will give the paw. We will hold up the paw in unity to say, save us, please, please. Anything is better than this, and I do mean anything. she gets her stuff for them from the Dollar Tree. And the Dollar Tree bones and whatnot, yep, they're imported from India and Argentina. So I don't know what kind of bones those are. I don't know. Yeah, so gross all around. Absolutely freaking gross. She's absolutely freaking gross. So I did it. I mean, I watched this and I was just like, why? She has no content, because we've seen through all of her scams. We were all suckers. Her family was sick of hearing of the interviews and everything else, and we were all just this new audience for her, and it was wonderful. And then we've all figured her out like all of her family has. And she can't guilt us into anything. There's nothing that she has over any of us. So the best she can do is make up stories about somebody who lives across the pond, stalking her. Okay, why don't you call the popo on that? Get a restraining order. Huh? Why don't you do it? It didn't happen. So, anywho, I am thankful for all of you who listen to me. I am thankful for all of us that are getting together for the common good and exposing this fat twat for what she is, and making sure that she can't get any more victims, because collectively we've made sure that it's easy to access the truth about her. And Jules was one of the fundamental artist exposés in that. So that's why she hates Jules so much, because Jules can beautifully articulate and organize the problem when people listen, because she has the most beautiful voice and articulates beautifully. So thank you all for supporting me and exposing this liar, and I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. And again, I love seeing your comments. YouTube doesn't let me keep them, but I see them. So thank you so much, and again, happy Thanksgiving. Over and out.